Hello. Okay, so I did a video the other day on the why a 500 calorie absolute deficit calculated from your BMR on, well, actually, she also used MyFitnessPal is probably the worst thing you could do. And after I did that video, she actually messaged me saying, "You're so right. I calculated my TDEE and it spat out 1755 exactly." I'm like, that is like bang on what I said, because I suggested in that video that she go into 1750, and I did all those calculations in my head. So I was like, whoa, that's actually freaky, because that's exactly what I said. So everything that I said in that video, she worked it out herself, and she fiddled with the numbers, and she came back to me and said that those were perfect for her. So if you haven't watched that video, go and listen to it, because it seemed to have been bang on for her. So it can really benefit you. And if you have any other questions, just leave them below on that video or message me, just like this guy has, which I'm going to go into his question right now. So he posted some skinny fat photos. Sorry, Dusty. But he's currently rocking the dad bod skinny fat. And that's what he's questioning me about. So he's saying that I'm going to stand up because I'm sitting on my desk. So he's saying he's never had to work hard before to cut down, and what he's feeling clueless about it, but he's obviously done it before. So he's not new to the whole trimming stuff. And he also says that he has a long history of fitness. He's 6'3", and he's about 195 pounds, which equates to, math in my head, I suck at this stuff, which equates to about 95 kilos, I'd say. So his health markers are good, but he's saying he has a really shit diet. He has a bird appetite until late night. So just by reading what he said there, I'm going to assume that at nighttime he eats like an asshole. Sorry, I'm not going to bother sugarcoating anything, because this is going to help if I'm wrong, correct me. But I'm guessing that he eats like an asshole at nighttime, and because he isn't really tracking his food, but he did to start with, he said that he started recomping at around 2,300 calories, and he slowly reverse dieted from there. So I'm guessing that's after he got leaner to start with, and then he started reverse dieting. But at the moment, he's asking me where should he start his calories at, and then what should he do, because his 12-week goal is to obviously get that shredded look again, and his goal thereafter is to start actually I'm hoping lean bulking after doing this video series. Well, I'm guessing you'd be watching this, so please actually go check the other 4 videos I did on this. I did one on the 800 calorie diet, as well as the one that you watched and commented on, as well as 2 others, and there's going to be another one going up today sometime. I don't know what the time is. I think it's 6:30 a.m. So there'll be another one going up today sometime. So I'm hoping that does, you actually take everything I say into consideration there. I will be putting them up onto my YouTube so that you can reference to them as well. And I do have articles written up for these. I was going to put them forward to some website so they can host my blogs and stuff that I wrote up on my opinion, but I might just put them onto mine if I can't figure out one where I can get some more exposure. Unless anyone here has an idea that I can put my blogs to. There's only 3 of them, and I don't ramble in them as much as I ramble in my videos, so anyone who wants them, they're safe from that. But so he wants to cut down, like I said, but at the moment he's saying if he's in a deficit, is hypertrophy still possible since I'm detrained? You know what? You train smart. If you train yourself smart, you will 100% be gaining strength right off the bat, because if you're detrained and you're aiming for progressive overload, you will be increasing that every single time you go into every single week until the gains slow down. Because usually I wish I had my whiteboards down there. My small ones are in the other room. I'm going to bring them into this room. But hopefully you can, so you start off here on this road here. So you're I'll start down here. So you're here. You come back from detraining. You're putting on your size and strength. See how it starts off pretty steep. And then it starts to, and then everything up thereafter is going to be marginal. And that's because when you're training for hypertrophy, training for strength, you're increasing your, well, you increase the myonuclei within the muscle fiber cells when you're trying to grow. Myonuclei is like the brain of the muscles, and it helps like with the hypertrophy process, because if they're in there, then it's like muscle memory. So it's like the brain of the muscle cells. So they remain much longer than the muscle fibers themselves. And because you're saying that you're not new to fitness whatsoever, you've been doing this for a while, the longer you've been training, the longer the muscle memory effect, the longer that these myonuclei stay there. So say you've only been training for 1 year and then you go off to whoopaloo for like 6 weeks. Then when you come back, you're not going to have the same muscle memory as someone who's been training for, say, like 4 years, and then they've gone off track for like 5 weeks and then come back again. So that person that's gone off for 5 weeks because they've been training for like 4 or 5 years prior, those 5 weeks are still going to win you over 2 weeks off after being off for like, after only just starting training. Like, they'll probably equate somewhat, but because you've gained so much strength potential, so much myonuclei amazingness, and the adaptations to training, because adaptations come in so many forms, but if you stay away from that stimulus long enough, your body will then adapt to its new lazy stimulus. So it's possible. So it's important to keep going. I wish I still had my detraining lectures from uni, which I probably do somewhere, but I've been I've been so cluttered. All I've been focusing on lately is decluttering everything. So if I've come across it, I probably just press delete, because they're unit, like all my exercise sports science files I don't need, because I understand the gist of everything, and anything I need to apply to my clients I got, and if I need anything else I can just research the journals again. But you get my gist. So it is 100% possible to be making some form of gains in this process. How long those gains will be made for within your diet deficit, I can't tell you. Everyone's different, but I can at least say that for the first 3 weeks to 4 weeks at least, you'll be making some good gains, whether in strength or hypertrophy. Because if your training is smart and aiming for progressive overload, you will be able to gain strength heaps way through your deficit. Because when I was deficiting, I was still putting on strength in pretty much most things, with the exception of bench. My bench was failing miserably, and squat, but all my other leg exercises went up. For squat, it's just a massive mindset thing, and I hate squats, and that's why I'm not doing back squats anymore. But pretty much, like I said, so yeah, it's possible because you're detrained, and that's something I'll be going into in my next video. So hopefully you'll be watching those and that can help you. Now, this is a thing that can apply to everyone. Where am I at? I'm at 8 minutes. Okay, so you want to know where to start. This is my takeaway advice for every single person. I'm gonna write 8 minutes somewhere. Let's write it on my hand. My hand's messy. 8 minutes. Okay, so if you do not know where to start, my best advice to you, get a diary or get I hate MyFitnessPal. Get Calorie King, get Chronometer, get something. MyFitnessPal, just because it's the easiest thing out there. I don't give a shit, because if it's consistent and you're doing everything consistently, then the little variances do not matter. Just make sure that your entries are right. Because I had someone pick chicken once, and then I'm like, why are macros so screwed up? And we looked into the chicken source, and the 20 grams of protein the 25 grams of protein that was meant to be in the chicken was actually put under fats, not protein. Back to what I was saying. So the best way to do it is to track yourself consistently for about 3 days, and to not do it just over the weekend, because a lot of you will have different weekend diets to weekly diets. So if that's the case, then I would say track it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. 4 days is probably better. See where you're at calorie-wise, and then if that's pretty much legit what you have been eating 24/7, including your leaks, bites, and chews, which is what I mentioned in another video, which was the swimming pool one. But if that's pretty much what you've been eating the whole time, then that is what you need to maintain. So if you want to shred, take that calorie amount, drop it off, figure out something that you want to stick to, figure out a diet that you want to stick, like a diet plan that you want to stick to. If you want to actually be more flexible with your diet and you don't want to track, 1, get a coach. 2, learn what you can swap, like learn about macronutrients so you know what exactly you can swap within those things. But you're going to need accountability one way or another anyway. And you're going to need to make sure you're constantly checking in on yourself. And by the sounds of your manual label stuff, you're really busy. So Make sure you make time to check in with yourself. Make yourself a meal plan that you can stick to. Others get help with that. But pretty much, if intermittent fasting is, like what you said, the best thing you can do because you eat like an asshole at night, then schedule, like, it's not magic. Intermittent fasting is not magic. It is not going to make you turn into a unicorn. So you need to understand the basics behind it. It is because it's going to help you stay in a calorie deficit. So if you add fucking like a sip of milk to your coffee, you are not going to lose gains and you are not going to impede any fat burning process. It just does not work that way. But if intermittent fasting is what works for you because you don't want to eat or drink anything throughout the whole day, good on you. But don't hide away from the fact or try and say, oh no, I'm cool, I'm a warrior, I went the whole day without eating and now I can eat a massive dinner. But you actually did have some snacks and some drink during the day because, hey, liquid calories count. So if you had that milk in your coffee during the day, whatever the hell you had during the day, make sure that you know what you're having throughout that period of the day when you're doing your daily food journal, and note it down and put it into your calorie allowance. And make sure that it's a thing that stays. If that's what is helping you stick to your diet, what you're having through the day on your intermittent fast, then write it down, stick to it. Because in the long scheme of things, you're still offsetting most of your eating for nighttime anyway. Just call it food backloading. So put that into consideration, know where you need to sit for your deficit, and then put that food into the nighttime and enjoy that nighttime meal. So make sure that nighttime meal actually fits within the calories that you set yourself, and constantly, like, weigh in with yourself. Because you're a male and you're not a female, I'd say weigh in with yourself every single week because you're not going to fluctuate like us. But make sure you weigh yourself under the same circumstances. Don't be like, oh, I ate a meal at 12 p.m. last time. This time I ate a meal at 10 p.m. and I'm much later. No, keep it the same, because if you're eating a meal 2 hours later, then you have 2 hours digestion on ya. Then the 10 o'clock one has 2 hours digestion on the 12 o'clock one. But I hope that helps. And if you're not losing weight on that, then drop your calories. But do realize that the body usually takes about 3 to 4 weeks to really adapt to anything. So if you're looking to make a big impact and you know exactly where your maintenance is, I would say, because you're a male, take about 3,000 calories. You can actually go up to 5,000 calories off your meal plan, because you did say that you're highly active. So your actual, like, actually log everything, your actual intake is going to be really high if you're maintaining a dad bod with a high TDEE and that height and that weight. So you can afford to take a chunk out of there. But like you said, you have a bird appetite, so you can get away with it. So that's what I have for you. So I hope that helps.